Hello, folks.
I love that. Da-da-dun, da-da-dun.
That's right. That's right. Bringing the energy on this Friday morning. Hope you all had a great week. It was a rough week, but it seems to be turning around here today. If you made it through the week, congratulations. But plenty to talk about today. Pretty much every asset is turning up. Some assets making new all-time highs today. So I'm excited for today's episode. Before we dive into it, CJ, Doc, how you guys doing this morning?
Doing well. Thank you, Monty. Excited to get into some interesting analysis today and do a little bit of fun stuff today. We're going to mix it up for a change because it is Friday. But how are you doing, John?
I'm doing well. As long as I can keep stacking AVAX and mana, I'm doing well. I don't have enough sand yet, though.
Got to get those sandbags loaded.
That's right. I mean, just look at those three folks on your, however you view the markets. Those three, all three are up for the day. I think all three are up close to double digits, and they're definitely up double digits over the last week. I just think it's a great time to be in some of the alts right now. Not that I have ditched or sold any of my Bitcoin. I have not, or Ethereum for that matter.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, John. And it does seem like those alts are performing very well. Like you said, mana, it actually held up amidst the market weakness, but continuing to show strength. Very impressive stuff. But yeah, CJ, I'm excited. You said you got some a little bit different stuff today. I know it was an interesting night last night. Price action seemed to change on a dime. Any insight into why that may have occurred?
Yes. AVAX relatively unfazed. I mean, it's acting like it doesn't even know Bitcoin's at 57 or was. Let's get to that though, Monty, because last night at around 3 a.m., 2:57 a.m. here in Chicago, we had a full moon, and I've never really looked at the moon cycles and the indicators. I know there are folks who do trade these moon cycles pretty successfully, but looking back in Bitcoin here and the recent price action that we've seen over the couple past few months, it's pretty interesting how accurate it's been. We get a sell signal right here, buy signal right here. It's pretty good at calling it. Of course, we don't have a buy signal yet on the daily because the day still has yet to complete. But if we go to the 1 hour, we can actually see our most recent full moon giving us the buy signal exactly at 2:57 or about 3 a.m. last night. And ever since, I mean, we really bottomed at 55K pretty much at that exact time. Of course, we are very oversold in many of the common oscillators, but the timing and the accuracy of that and, makes you wonder, are these traders just a bunch of werewolves howling at the moon? Why does that even make a difference? But just kind of interesting. Wanted to show that. I thought it was a little fun.
That is pretty funny, CJ, and it's kind of weird how accurate it has been so far. It'll be interesting to see, how this day plays out here today. Doc, how about you? How are you doing? I know you've been obviously watching AVAX, Sand, and Mana. What else? How you still said you're holding Bitcoin. Crypto-related equities have had a really rough week as well. What are you watching as we head into the weekend here?
Well, all of those that I talked about. And I'm not saying I identified these ahead of you guys at all. You guys have been on Avalanche forever. Same thing with Mana. But those, Avalanche is up 33% for the week, 10% today. Sandbox is up 4% today, 66% for the week. And Mana is up 10.5% today, 28% for the week. So, the volume acceleration in these is pretty dramatic. As you guys know, I'm always looking for velocity, volume, and volatility. And I guess versus the major cryptos, these weren't as volatile, but they certainly had velocity and volume. Big jumps in both of those. and volatility is a little harder to judge for these, but I think we're going to see a fight here. You saw what Michael Saylor said, I think, before we came on air. We were talking about Todd, the guy that one of the two folks that runs the crypto hedge fund, the Rebellion Capital Partners Crypto, which is, of course, advised by those two gentlemen on the screen with me, CJ and Monty. But Todd and Jeff, they were talking about the Michael Saylor comments about how Bitcoin is winning the war against gold, and that in the future nobody's going to buy gold. And I'm sure Peter Schiff is out there, just ready to choke somebody. But it's true. Pull up a chart of gold versus Bitcoin or Ethereum. It's obviously even worse against Ethereum over the last several years, but gold has gone nowhere. And whereas in the past, guys, because there was so little before crypto, there really weren't a lot of alternatives. You could go to TIPS, which are, inflation protected bonds and things like that. But other than that, when people got nervous about inflation or other things, they went to gold. And now they go to crypto, and all the new adopters are going to crypto. They are not going to gold. I bet you, I've never asked you this question before, but I bet CJ and Monty own zero gold. Unless you have a chain, you own zero gold. Am I right?
I don't have a chain. I haven't made it yet. I just remember when I was a kid in like 2010, 2011, the only thing that you would see on TV were these Cash for Gold commercials, because it was so hot right then after the 2008 crash where they quadrupled the money supply. And you're right, John. They went towards gold and silver and other commodities of that sort. But now they're going to Bitcoin because it's easier to store. It's easier to transact. You know exactly how much you have, and you can provide the custody yourself without having to worry about, stuff that I won't get into. But
I think that's a great point, CJ. I don't own any gold either, but just think about the differences in like the media. Like you said, there used to be those Cash for Gold commercials everywhere. But now it's, crypto.com commercials. I went to the movies 2 nights ago, and one of the previews was a crypto.com commercial with Matt Damon. I was like, it looked like a movie trailer, but it was a commercial for crypto.com. So, yeah, I mean, crypto, it's not too surprising that it's outperforming gold. It's just what's in the news, and for good reason. But, on that note, I wanted to bring up quickly the crypto total market cap, excluding Bitcoin. Because, I agree with John. Right now I think is a good time to be in the alts. I'm still holding my Bitcoin stack, but I think if you're looking for, highest possible return, I think the alts are going to perform it very, very well as we wrap up this market cycle here. And I think that this chart's really interesting. So this is the total crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin. Obviously, I mean, if you just look back at the year it's had, phenomenal year. We started at 204 billion. We're now sitting at 1.4 trillion. Staggering growth this year. But what's most interesting to me is the fact that we kind of retraced all the way back to this previous all-time high that we hit back in, May. I've been noticing lots of parallels here, not just in this chart, but in crypto in general, between, our recent pullback here this week and that kind of coinciding with tops that we saw in May. So I think that's kind of an interesting thing to note. And I think it kind of speaks to the fact that right now it's still largely these long-term holders and whales that are driving this market, not necessarily the same retail traders that were stepping in here. So I think that, eventually we'll get these people stepping in, not quite there yet. But today we're seeing, some really interesting stuff. Crypto, this total market cap rebounding. Also just quickly, Bitcoin dominance breaking down, and it's approaching quickly this critical level of 42% that we just tested, a week and a half ago, when we saw some tremendous altcoin performance assets like Solana, AVAX, DOT, Luna, making all-time highs. Then, those pulled back a little bit. Bitcoin dominance pulled up. Now we're seeing it fall back and quickly retesting this level that, has historically been very positive for the alts. So if we break down below this level here, the next critical level isn't until about 40%, which we haven't retested since September, when that was when we saw Sol first making new all-time highs, as well as assets like AVAX and Luna. So, and also the NFT mania that was occurring during this time was a large contributor in this fall off of Bitcoin dominance. So we're rapidly approaching this critical level. If it does not hold, then I expect the alts to continue to rally, even if Bitcoin, doesn't even, move above all-time highs. I think alts are looking very, very strong at this point. So just wanted to bring these couple charts to your attention.
Oh, thank you, Monty. I
You
also
guys mind if I share one shot real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's see. So I ended up finding a picture of one of our fans trading crypto just before the 2:30 a.m. Just as CJ said, the werewolves of trading were out there and apparently broke the fever right there at 2:30. And that's when cryptos bottomed and turned around, as you can see on those charts next to our friend the werewolf, who is, he tells me, back to his normal human self now. Thank God.
Yeah, I think I recognize him from the crypto room, and there are literally people in there at 2:30 in the morning, pretty much every day. So I mean, that could be Mike Lefevers or Bob Dietrich. That could be any of our members.
I promised I would not say who it was, but yeah. I'll make sure I tweet that with a link to today's show too, guys.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
But hey, how about this one? There was a token or a DAO yesterday that I think might have been the #1 DAO in history, as far as One Earth. It is a charity coin that I'm involved with. I'm not trying to push it at all, but I'm just saying this is one of those decentralized autonomous organizations, and it's for basically a better planet. Whether you want to say, they help support green energy or cleanups, almost anything that you would imagine that has to do with making the planet better. Not necessarily saying, oh yeah, shut down all fossil fuel or anything like that, but finding ways to make everything we do cleaner and more renewable and recyclable and all that stuff. Anyway, this one launched this morning, I think at 6 a.m. Eastern time, and went to 400 million market cap like that. Imagine. I can't even make this stuff up. But I'll have more to say about that one in the future. But that is something that's out there that, the more we see these DAOs, again, and I'm not saying DAO like Dow Jones, I'm saying DAO, decentralized autonomous organizations, are something to watch, and at least as exciting as NFTs to me.
They certainly have a colorful history throughout the cryptocurrency evolution. But just one point I wanted to make about Monty's chart about the total to market cap, which I thought you did a great job explaining. But I just think that from a technical perspective, this is a really optimal time to look to buy if we get a bounce from support, because you look at the previous run up and how price, it overshot that target, but then it had to come back tested, and then bounced from that support level very strongly. I think we're lining up to do something very similar, except this time we're using that previous resistance level at 1.4 trillion to potentially bounce and see higher levels, potentially knock out that $2 trillion level going into December and January here. Also, fear and greed has really dropped off a cliff. I mean, we were greedy. Look how greedy we were last month or last week even. We were at 74. So when you have these type of shifts in sentiment in the market, I think it's a good opportunity to think about taking the other side if we get continuation in that direction. But I've been buying at these levels, and I'm excited to see what happens this weekend.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, CJ. I have been making some buys myself. I think this could potentially be a very strong weekend. Sometimes crypto needs those shakeouts. We've seen it historically. Price tends to rally once we retrace to critical levels, and it seems like that's what's happening today. But, as always, CJ and I will be hanging out in the crypto room this weekend. Hopefully we get some exciting price action, and I know you guys will be in there always, you werewolves out there. marketrebellion.com/try crypto. You can come check it out for just $7 for the first week. We would love to have you. We got a pro charting service, a 24/7 chat with a community of traders from all around the world. We also have an extensive education curriculum. We add new courses once a month. We publish news, trade insights. We've been publishing, we published 4 or 5 this week, CJ, quite a few. So definitely head over there and check it out. You can try it for just $7. And if you're looking for a place to trade or hold your crypto, we recommend you check out Invest Voyager, the sponsor of this show. In fact, Steve Ehrlich, the CEO of Voyager, will be on the Market Rebellion Cocktail Hour tonight at 4 p.m. Central. That's another thing you'll get access to if you sign up and try our room. So definitely check that out. I know you guys have lots of questions for him. You're always giving them to us. Now you can give them directly to him at the cocktail hour. It'll be very nice. And if you want to sign up for Voyager, they offer some of the best rates in the industry, 12% on DOT, 9% on USDC, 10% if you hold Voyager token. Use code REBEL25 when you sign up for $25 free in crypto. But I think that's all I got for the plugs. Any parting words for our audience here as we enter the weekend, gentlemen?
KCS, KuCoin. Watch that one, volume picking up. It's 2360 or so right now. I think it could make, if we turn here and move to the upside further, I think 27, 28 is your target. So that's one that I'm adding to right now, KuCoin.
That would be interesting because a lot of those loyalty tokens or exchange tokens have been doing quite well with crypto.com as well as VGX this week. Both were up double digits earlier. So it'll be interesting to see if those speculators go to another one like FTX token or Huobi token or like you said, KuCoin. But yeah, if you guys would like to go beyond just the Daily Crypto Byte and also get trade ideas from Monty and I on a daily basis in the Doge of the Day, that's what we're going to do right after this. You can also check out marketrebellion.com/try crypto. But we do that each day and are always updating you with the trades that we're taking in real life with our actual money. So appreciate that, guys. I hope you have a great day in the world wherever you are, and have a great weekend.